Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So I did what I said I'd do. I used the Thor as much as I could throughout the weekend. Every chance I got, this thing was with me. I took it everywhere. I always had it. And every chance I got, I pulled it out and I gamed on it. Sometimes it was a 10-minute session. Sometimes I got an hour, 2 hours on it. You know, I played everything from Game Boy while watching a movie or watching videos. I've even pulled up walkthroughs while gaming. I've played PS2, 3DS. I've everything I could except for Wii U, things like that. I haven't got Simu set up. I have Dolphin, but I used that for GameCube and I guess Wii, but I didn't really play any Wii games. So I'm not going to be covering those. I do have the 1 terabyte version. If you watched my other video on it for my first impressions, you already know that. So with the 1 terabyte, I'm using it for GameHub storage. So I've played a lot of GameHub on it. Now, when I originally got this, pulled it out the box, I went hunting down an SD card for it around my office, and all I could find was a 128. So yeah, lacking a large library of games right now. I am setting up a 512. Now I know I have, like I said, a terabyte of internal, but I am saving that for GameHub. So ROMs and stuff go on the SD. So let's get into it. What's my opinion after actual real world use of the Thor? This is the one. This is the end all be all right now. I There's nothing really better. I know the RGDS is on pre-order, and I made a post kind of disappointed because Amber Nick originally said, this is 108 and then 114, so I kind of got on them about that, and they got the pre-order up for like $93, going to 99 after. That's cool. I don't know if they backpedaled on that 108 price, and I know someone's gonna be like, well, that was AliExpress. Well, I don't care. They shouldn't have posted that. Anyway, but this, knowing the RGDS is going to be about the size of a DSi XL, and after shipping, you're looking at like 120, $125 for that in the US. Yeah, just if you can, just get a Thor. It kind of eliminates the RGDS. It's not gonna. It's not intended to compete here. Besides the dual screen thing, power wise, it's not going to compete. But this is for the price. This is amazing. This is amazing. There's not a handheld that gives you as much as this one does for the price. Now, it doesn't matter, in my opinion, if you pick up the cheapest Snapdragon version or jump all the way up to the max like I have here. And let me remind you, we only went with the max because we were going to have to buy a terabyte SD card anyway, so why not just throw the extra money in it and just get the terabyte of internal? Considering GameHub has to be stored internally, if you're gonna do GameHub, you want something with larger internal storage. But I'm gonna go over a couple things that happened, couple things that were, problematic. So while I was setting up, you're gonna want to go grab Obtainium. There is videos out there. There's guides out there to help you run through Obtainium here. And with this is kind of your hub for downloading your emulators. So you can just go through and pick, I want to install Dolphin, DuckStation, ARM, Azahar, Citra, Eden, Flycast, whatever you want. Now, when you get Obtainium, it doesn't have anything in it. You'll have to follow the guide. I think Retro Game Core is the guide you should follow. There was a couple things he missed in his video that I will cover just to help out. Now, considering I've set up a dozen handhelds, I made the mistake of just kind of skimming or jumping through his video to make sure I didn't miss anything. And when I got Obtainium and the emulator pack, I installed MelonDS and went through to do the setup, and I couldn't customize my screen layout. So I couldn't get the bottom screen to go to the bottom and keep the top up top. And I spent about 5 minutes going crazy, like, what am I missing? And then I realized I just grabbed the regular MelonDS and not the MelonDS DS version. So there's a MelonDS DS dual screen version, you also have to pick up a file for that you want to import to Obtainium. And that'll give you the ability to actually move the bottom screen to the bottom. Okay. So if you're going through and you're setting it up and you can't figure out why you can't do that, you have the wrong version of Melon. Okay. Now, since we're talking about MelonDS, I'm going to go over something else that happened. Let's just jump into Nonosaro. Make sure it's not going to blow the speakers out here. So after I got Melon set up, the correct one, I was playing on it, and I realized I can't jump or move. Now, I did do, like I always do, I went through and made sure my inputs were set. So this is kind of getting ahead of myself here, jumping right into the game. I should be in configuration, but I'll show you that. Let's see if I can just skip through this. Alright. So as you can see, I am capable of moving. So when I originally set up Melon, after doing the controller and everything, I realized that in this game particularly, I couldn't jump. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't able to jump. Now let's go over and show you. So while you're in Melon, you're going to go up here, hit your three dots, go to settings, input, there it is. Alright, so let's jump over to key mapping. Now here was the problem. When I originally set up Melon, I just hit like hit A, and I just mapped it that way. Now, if you've done this, just right off the bat, you haven't cleared anything, you've just gone through, tapped them, you'll see like button A / button X. So you'll see two inputs there. That was causing the problem. It wouldn't, I couldn't jump, I couldn't move, only half the controls were working. And after about 5 minutes of messing with that, I went back into key mapping and I was staring at this trying to figure out what went wrong, and I realized it had two inputs set for everyone. For some reason, it does that right off the bat. So if you go through and just quickly map it and you're having issues, what you need to do is come back into key mapping, press the X, get it all the way back to not set, and then rebind all your controls. Make sure A just says button A, B just says button B. That's what you're going to want. That'll fix your controls for MelonDS. And then you'll be able to move. So any of you running into that problem, there you go. That's why. So those were mainly the two issues I ran into, both with Melon, and honestly, both of them were operator error. I should have known better. However, for most emulators, when you go ahead and do your button mapping, you don't necessarily have to clear every one individually and then reset them individually. You can just tap it and set it. For some reason, it did what it did. But now MelonDS is working just fine. I really need to start adding more stuff. Once I get that 512 set up, I will have an insane library of games on here. But look how good it looks. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be playing with the top screen, trying to get it, about the same size as the bottom. I like to use as much screen real estate as I can. And for most DS games, that's going to be perfectly fine. But there's going to be certain ones that'll throw you off, like Clash of Heroes, that little puzzle game. Love that game, by the way. Actually, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. I love this game. It's a great game to play just whenever. Now, I do have a save state, and on that save state, for some reason, it jumps back to a resolution I had set, and the resolution is terrible. Like, it's all zoomed in. Let's see. I got it fast forwarding too. And go ahead and set up fast forward. I got it set on R2. I'm just trying to get to the first little fight. Yay. Come on. Let the enemy show up. Oh no. Alright, so this is one of the few use cases for not having the screen size set correctly. Or matching, sorry, not correct is any way you like it. But in this game, you have lanes that are supposed to line up. So the far right side over here should be the far right side over here. So if I go through and play this game fully, I'm going to have to remember that they're not lined up correctly and I might be a lane off. You see what I'm saying? Kill that. I still gotta fast forward. Yeah, I know attacks take one turn each. And fast forward again. Alright. So now, see how that's off different lanes? Yeah, that could mess you up. So just keep that in mind, which you should already know that. Alright, let's jump into Azahar. Kirby's Epic Yarn Adventure. Now, Azahar went pretty smooth. Now, keep in mind, for Azahar, you're going to have to go in, you're going to have decrypted 3DS games, and they can't be a .3ds file. So, go into your SD card where you have them, right-click on them, change it, and erase .3ds and put in .cci. Save it. Of course, you're going to get a pop-up warning you that it might not work properly or it could cause issues. Just ignore that, okay it. But set everything to .cci after decrypt, and here you are. You can play 3DS. And, man, it runs so good. I honestly can't remember the resolution I have set for everything. Vulkan backend 4 times. Okay. Yeah, so I'm 4x with a Vulkan backend. And I was playing this a little bit over the weekend. I'm not a big Kirby fan at all, considering where Kirby got his name from Nintendo's lawyer. I don't know, just something that pisses me off. But, ran perfectly. Now, also through Obtainium, which this was the nicest part about Obtainium, is I just went through and I didn't have to play with Nether SX2 stuff. It just, boom, downloaded it for me. Put just a perfect version on here for me, and I was enjoying myself playing some Bully. I've never been very far in this game, but I'm actually into it, you know. I've always wanted to play through this game, but for some reason I never have. Ah. Oh. Getting in trouble. Getting in trouble. Oh, they're right behind me. Oh, wow, they cut through there. Alright. Gonna exit because I'm just getting in trouble. Anyway, PS2 running just perfectly. You know what? I don't know what I have these set at either. Wow, I'm only running native. You know what? The Thor is so good, I didn't even worry about upscaling or playing with anything. I was just running shit natively, and I was having so much fun this weekend. It didn't matter to me. I love this device so much. I did pick up Emulation Station Desktop Edition. I talked about that in my first impressions video. I didn't really get it fully set up at the time. Yeah, I'm actually going to move this. I normally run this on the bottom screen, but I'll run it on top so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. So I did get this downloaded. I do have Daigisho, and I normally use Daigisho for everything, but I was being lazy and I wanted it to create the files for me. And now that I'm setting up a 512 to go in it, I'm going to end up making my own files anyway. So it's kind of a waste of $6. But if you want to be lazy, there's nothing wrong with Emulation Station Desktop Edition, okay? I know it costs, but you know what? Some of these people that do the work on this, like Black Seraph when he did Onion and all that, and actually started making these devices usable. I mean, if it cost a buck or two, I would have paid it, and they deserve the money for the work. So, but I went ahead and got this, and I use it. I haven't set up that G Show really yet. I started to, but then I thought to myself, since I paid for Emulation Station Desktop Edition, I'm actually gonna just go ahead and use it. So, that's kind of what I've been doing. So, and I will say this: I like playing around with front ends like this, but I like messing with themes. And there is a full theme downloader for Emulation Station you can go to and look through and just download new themes. Let's do this one. I mean, you could make it whatever you want it. It's nice. I think this is default. Yeah, that's default. Even default's not bad. It's a little minimalist, but it's nice. Then of course I grabbed an art book because that's the classic look you see on like Retro Gamecore and all the other guys when they do it. I like the look. It's just fine. But I prefer something a little more flashy, and I can go through here and start changing the color to it. Make it orange instead. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Let's go back to original. There we go. All right. So, as for button layout, I do have a TPU grip on the way. Honestly, that's just to help a little bit with the D-pad. Now, I have to say, using it over the weekend, I still didn't have too many issues playing D-pad centric games. I could play a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half before I started feeling anything really in my hands. And I have horrible hands, like they hurt really quickly. And that's plenty, and that's an hour and a half consistently holding the device. Now, I can easily position my thumb just down here and play like that. It's not a problem. You can turn your hand a little further out. The thumbsticks are almost perfect. I do prefer D-pad top. Oh yeah, just lost like half my viewers. No, I'm kidding. I am a D-pad top kind of guy. I grew up on like PS2. Having both analog sticks down here is very comfortable for me. Now, when it comes to the triggers, I talked about this in my first impressions video, that a lot of people were having issues with the size of these L2, R2 triggers. And now that I've used it for a weekend, I still disagree. I have not had a single issue with these. I haven't felt like they were uncomfortable. I haven't missed any inputs with them. I have been dead on. They're perfect for me. No issues. And that's what it's going to be. I mean, all this stuff, when you watch these videos, guys, this is all opinion, okay? How somebody feels about a device. If you want to try it or you feel like that's the device for you and I'm over here trashing it, go buy it, love it, come back and argue with me. Tell me why you love it. You know what I mean? Well, let's have that conversation. That's what this is about. Let's discuss. Tell me what does it for you. So, but continuing on, everything I've wanted to do with the Thor. Doing two things at the same time. Two games at the same time. 3DS, DS, PSP, PS2. Everything has just been perfect. I'm going to jump into GameHub. Let's see. GameHub, I've put a lot on here. I was playing Second Story R on here this weekend. Sea of Stars, Dave the Diver, Messenger. Let's jump into the Messenger. What's great is I could just only top screen, save some battery. I really want this to be able to run Persona 5. I would sit here and play the hell out of Persona 5 on this device. I don't think it's on the list for GameHub. I'm going to have to check that out. No one said GameHub is fast. Nice 60 FPS going into it. Now GameHub can act glitchy depending. Like my sponsor on his Purple Thor, he was using the GameHub Lite, kind of light edition, and he was saying it was pretty glitchy. I just went full board, did the full setup for GameHub, so if there is something shady going on with it, they have all my info now. Oof, I haven't played this in a while, so I don't remember all the controls. Oof. I'm trying to remember controls here. Is that? Oh, that's magic. Anyway, yeah, look at that. I mean, just wonderful. I mean, it just works so well. And you have all your adjustments, and then exit. Alright, you've already seen videos of like Hades working. I know Sea of Stars is a big one. Let's do Second Story R. Second Story R was actually did cause a problem, I guess. I downloaded it and was thinking, wow, it was like 2 or 3 gigs. I was like, I don't remember Second Story R being that small. So I downloaded it, through GameHub. Turned it on, and it was the damn demo version. Turns out there's a little drop box when you're trying to install it, and you gotta go up to it and change it to the full version and not the demo version. Once I did, and it was like, it's like 18 gigs. I was like, all right, that's more accurate. Best part about GameHub is it's grabbing my cloud saves, so I am just continuing, my PC game. And whenever I'm done here and exit the game and it syncs up, if I go over to my PC, it's picking up where I was on the Thor. That is so nice to be able to do that now. So, yep. This is my PC save. Ooh. Mondays, man, I don't want to open up the shop. I don't want to work. I always feel like Mondays are a slower, easier day, considering the company I work for is just me and another guy here running everything for the day. And typically I feel like Mondays are a slow, easy day. And then by noon I'm in here going, why do I always think that? Because Mondays are not slow and not easy. Actually, I get very busy. Oh. That's so good. I'm not going to stay playing. I just wanted to show you guys a little second story through GameHub. Now, I don't want to say it's running 100% perfect, because it does feel like I might be getting about 50 FPS, 55. It feels like it's missing just a little bit. Sometimes when I turn the camera or I'm walking, it feels a little jittery. But, GameHub, what are you going to do? I mean, for the ability to play my Steam games, on the go, yeah, and use my actual cloud saves, I'm not complaining. Yep. So I do have a case and a TPU grip on the way, like I said. I will definitely get more into that. I have a feeling I'm going to be covering more and more of this device on my channel, because after playing around with the Thor, it could almost end my channel here and be like, this is it. This is the best device, period. I've reviewed a lot of devices. I've used damn near every handheld on the market. And right now, for the money, there's just not a better device. It's small for what it is. It's comfortable. Just by itself, I bet you with that grip, it's going to be insanely comfortable. The screens, having both these screens OLED is my just a dream come true. This device is amazing. Now, if you're having issues with the whole full glass front, Sakura Retro Modding on Etsy does sell a vinyl sticker to go over most of the front of the Thor, and it'll make it less, reflective. They also have a set of PlayStation buttons that are like black and gold, and I mean, they got me with the way they took the pictures, because they even made the sticks light up like the same gold, bronzish color, whatever. And then they have like a gold bronze PlayStation like logo up here while they're showing off just the buttons. Oh, they look so good. Like they got their sales tactic down, because I've seen those. Like, oh, here's $50, send them to me. But considering the Thor runs so perfectly, and it is everything I want in a handheld, it has exceeded all expectations, and I don't see any device being better than this. I don't want to open it up. I don't want to open it up and change out the buttons, even though I think it'll look just amazing with those buttons. I don't want to do it, because sometimes after I open up a brand new device, I feel like I've cheapened it. I feel like something can go wrong with it now. I've done something, even though I don't really have that problem, and it's never been the case. I just feel like I may have slightly damaged it. If it's 100% perfect and I open it up and swap the buttons, I'm only from that point on going to feel like it's 90% perfect. And if something does go wrong, I'm blaming myself, and I don't want to do that. So this thing is going to stay the way it is just with a TPU grip, And if anybody else feels that way after they do some changes on a device, let me know. Let me know that it's not just me. Also, when it came to fingerprints, yeah, you can see the front of mine. It's smudged to all hell. Every situation I use this in, I never noticed my fingerprints really causing much of an issue, which they shouldn't. They're fingerprints, and you're playing on a lit up screen. I never really had to stop and clean it. It didn't bother me. The full reflective surface and the black being considered the worst for that. Nope, never had an issue with it. In the sunlight, in direct sunlight, in well lit, in low lighting, nothing. Never had an issue with the black being the fully reflective one. Everything was great. Battery. I didn't do like an official battery test. I didn't fully charge it to 100 and then run a damn timer. Now, and you should know this, the more powerful of a game, the higher end of a game you play, the quicker that battery is going to drain. Oddly, throughout the weekend, since Friday evening, I've traveled around. I've probably driven hundreds of miles, went and seen family here and there, done things, and I had the Thor on me, and I pulled it out in every situation and played on it here and there, and sitting at my wife's sister's house on the couch playing on it. I realized I never needed to charge it. And I played a mix of stuff, okay? Considering I was traveling, I didn't play much GameHub, but I did have PS2 going. I had some GameCube going, some 3DS, things like that. But I never felt the dire need to charge it. It did not drain very quickly at all. And even in sleep mode, it doesn't really drain, which most of the time I just turn it off unless I know I'm coming back to it in 5 minutes. Not that it didn't use battery, not that if I didn't have longer to play on it, I would probably have needed to charge it. But it lasted through every outing, all the way through. And even when I got home, I would start playing on it, and I still didn't plug it into a charger. Honestly, I've only charged this as I was going to sleep. Like, I would plug it in and go start watching a movie or something with the family, lay down, hang out, and then right before I'm going to sleep, unplug it, put it in its case, and like today, I open it up, it's 100%. That's all I've ever done. I have yet to have to charge it and play on it. So, without throwing up, I get 3 hours and 43 minutes of battery time. Fully respect the people that do that. I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, I've never had that issue. This has done everything I've wanted it to do. So, once again, AYN Thor, my max version, is just the end-all, be-all handheld for me. It has done everything. Sized right, comfortable for my hands. Both OLED screens. I mean, you just did it right for the price. It's going to be hard to beat this one. Now, I know like Retroid's coming out with their new Retroid Pocket 6 and all that. Look, guys, I get that our handhelds are getting increasingly more powerful, and we've made massive jumps from just a couple years where we're like, oh, it runs a full PS1 library, to now we're playing Steam games and all. Like, we've advanced insanely fast. But that puts us in this unique situation where I am less impressed by power at the $200, $300 price point than I am just straight innovation, dual screen handhelds. Or like, give us someone else do a slide. And if you've noticed, we have gone from doing like kind of a Game Boy competition all the way up to where beginning of this year and the last year was who can have the better GBA emulator. Everybody putting out a new classic, a new GBA focused device, and that was their marketing. This does 4 times GBA. This does 1,000 times GBA. Everybody did that fight. Anbernic created the 34XX and XXSP. I mean, Neo released the DMG and the Classic. I mean, we went through that fight. And now we're on to the DS fight. Okay? Anbernic releases the Slide. Nobody touches it. So we didn't have a fight for Slide handhelds, which kind of sucks because I really wanted a better Slide. Now, the Slide Anbernic released was great. It does everything. It's nice and powerful. Here's the thing. I wanted a smaller Slide, less powerful, put an H700 in it, let it max out at PSP. Maybe not an H700, but you know what I mean. Let it max out at PSP. Make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to run PS2 and GameCube. Give us a Slide XX, damn it. And all the other companies could have jumped on, made competing versions of it, and we could have ended up with an amazing Slide device. However, everybody decided to do the DS fight. Now we have 1 million DS handhelds, 1 million clamshells. I mean, it has just been a clam bake in this hobby for the last, year and a half. Oh, coffee's coming back up. Anyway, it has been all clamshell. Listen, the Thor just ended that fight. Okay? The RGDS may be a great device for its price point. I don't know. I have no idea if I'm going to even go for one of those. I'm probably going to wait for the inevitable sell-off of all the devices people are going to pick up, and I'm going to grab one for $70-$80 off Mercari anyway, and that way it's already in the country. I don't got to pay $20 extra for shipping. It'll be nice. But for the price point, this just killed you. And I don't care about the Retroid Pocket 6 because more power is not needed for me. I really don't care to play anything over PS2 or GameCube on the go. After that point, I'm playing on a PC and I'm playing Steam games or Xbox, So yeah, more power doesn't mean shit to me. I want innovation. That's why I love the Panic Playdate. I want a Slide. That's what we need right now. Instead of same exact design, maybe change the buttons around and just keep packing more and more power in. I mean, that's cool on some aspects, but come on. Intrigue me. Make me excited by just the look of the device. Let me see a silhouette of it and let me go, oh my God, I got to try this. I'm less and less impressed with each new iteration of Snapdragon in every one of these devices. We are in a retro gaming hobby, and the more powerful these devices to get, the newer generation games we're going to play. I mean, I'm already playing GameHub and current games on this. Guys, this is a retro gaming type hobby. That means I have the urge to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advanced, and I love those games. Power is less and less needed. We're getting away from what this is about, and we're getting to the point where these are acting just more and more like Steam Decks, and all I'm saying is don't lose sight of what we're here for. We're here to love, play, and preserve retro games. Let's not lose sight of that. All right, I'm going to end it there. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you want to see anything specific on the AYN Thor while I spend the whole day setting up this other SD card so I could just load it up with everything I want. Put it in the comments if you want to see me play a certain game, certain system, do anything with it. let me know. If you're stuck deciding on AYN Thor and you have a hang up, you're not sure if it'll do question mark, go in the comments. Let me try and help you. Let me show you if I can, okay? But so far, out of all the, almost or more than 200 videos I've made, this is my highest recommendation I've ever had. This is, out of all the handhelds I've ever had, if you're looking for one, you have about $300-400 to spend, and you want a handheld that's going to amaze and you're going to love, and it's going to do everything you want it to do, highest recommendation right here. Okay? All right, I'm going to end it here. I do realize that I shot this whole video, vertically. Now I got to go in and do the whole process of flipping it before I upload it, so it's going to take forever for it to, Anyway, so I'll see you guys in the next one, because we have a whole nother handheld to discuss in the next one. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that's the next video, guys. I'll be talking about the mini flip. I'm not going to tell you my take on it yet, but next video, you'll have to tune in to see. All right, and I got the other ones I've been waiting for. So I got a lot of stuff to go over this week, so it should be pretty consistent videos all week. I might skip one day if I get busy, but other than that, I'm going to try and shoot just about every day this week. So let me know in the comments what you think about the AYN Thor. Do you have one? Are you going to get one? What is the most enticing feature? And like I said, if you want to see something because you're unsure, message me in the comments. I'll see if I can't get that done for you. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one.